the history of the Rum Swizzle. Back in the days when everything was done out on the ocean trade, back in the days of piracy, right from like the 1400s through to like the 1800s, every single ship had a barrel of rum or some type of alcohol on board. In the South Atlantic and the Caribbean, it was always rum. And basically every sailor had to have a ration of rum every day to keep down on parasites and things like that in their belly. And they also had to have a ration of citrus every day to keep scurvy away. So every island that the ship visited, they would pick up the type of rum from that island. So from Bermuda, they would get black rum. From Puerto Rico, back then, it would have been Cuba where they got white rum from. Or Barbados, get amber rum. They would mix all that in a barrel together. They would throw bitters in there and slice whatever fruit was from that island into the barrel, and then swizzle it all around together. That's where the word swizzle comes from. And every sailor had to come and dip his cup in there, and in front of the officer would have to drink his ration of rum every day, for health reasons. That's why we drink it, because it's medicinal.
Right.
And then the other drink of the island is Gosling black seal rum mixed with ginger beer, which is not a beer. It's a soft drink, like you might call root beer, but it's not. It's just a soft drink. Ginger beer is very much like ginger ale, but it's very peppery, a lot more spicy than ginger ale. It's a lot sweet as well. So you mix the black seal with the ginger beer, and that's the dark and stormy. Now, where that comes from is back in the day when Bermudians first started making rum, we didn't have any way of creating glass on the island. So they used to get the champagne bottles like this one, which this is actually the Gosling family old rum, they call it. This is the family reserve. And this is a throwback bottle to what they used to sell their rum in. They used to take old champagne bottles and wine bottles that would have been brought over here with champagne or wine in them, put the rum in there when they had made it, put a cork in it, and then seal it with the black wax that they used to use to seal their ships with. Between the planks of wood, you would have black wax. So they would melt that over the cork, seal it in the bottle, and if you wanted Bermuda black rum, you'd ask for the one with the black seal, which is where black seal rum got its name. And this is the Gosling's old rum. This is a throwback. Now, where the name Dark and Stormy comes from is at that time, ginger beer was like a big thing with the British Navy, apparently. Don't quote me on this, but it's from what I've heard. And they would mix the black rum with the with the ginger beer. And at that time, of course, Shakespeare was big. And if there was a Shakespeare play that was a hit, that was like having a blockbuster movie nowadays. And just like how movies had catchphrases nowadays, well, there was a play called Tempest, which is actually based on a shipwreck in Bermuda. There was somebody who was a patron of William Shakespeare who was on the ship that got wrecked in Bermuda. He went back to England, told the story of this hurricane and getting shipwrecked, and Shakespeare wrote the play The Tempest and included a scene where, towards a dark and stormy night, and the moon was a ghostly galleon tossed on cloudy seas or whatever it was. But the name Dark and Stormy came from that first line in Act 2 or whatever. It was a dark and stormy night.
And that's based on a Bermudian. Oh.
Ginger beer became named the Dark and Stormy because of Shakespeare's play that said it was a dark and stormy night.
Okay.
That's the history of the Dark and Stormy with Gosling's black seal rum, ginger beer, and then of course the Rum Swizzle, as I explained.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.